Okay, it's time to take your medicine. What? It's time to take your medicine. No, I'm not taking your medicine. No, it's time to take my medicine. What is your medicine? Oh my gosh. It's Sunday, March 1st, 2026. Who thought we'd ever get here? Yeah. So let's have some fun. Okay. It's almost 70 years since I was dropped off on this planet with no plans. I didn't know that apparently when I was dropped off, I don't know, still apparently it's not, ain't nothing written in stone because my ship crashed, or the ship that dropped me off crashed, and I wasn't aware that I wasn't from this planet or from this weird place. I mean, I was originally dropped off in a place called England, which I learned to pronounce properly in the end. It was England, which I don't know what they were in, but it was England. I learned this terrible language, which was extremely difficult. It took me many years till I mastered the language. And even then, it still was kind of, it's just freaky. So in and of itself, there was the language, and then there was the way in which people don't want to be happy. They'd rather pursue the existing misery that they're in. I mean, and how can you chase something that you're already in? You're in the misery. So are you creating the misery, or is the misery creating you? I don't know. I mean, which came first? Apparently it was the egg. It wasn't the chicken at all. But that, which came first? I mean, gosh, royalty. Now that's a joke. And yet there they are. So yeah, I mean, I learned some of the customs, and I was like, so you don't take control of your own life, you'd much rather try and control somebody else's. And you do that at home and abroad. I mean, that's just an English template that's been followed for so many years. And you know, here I am now questioning my existence as a human being, because there's too many human beings that are still believing that you need to fight each other. Oh, I mean, come on. Isn't it time we all found some place where we can just live, love life, and laugh and joke? Yeah, sure, we can disagree on a certain amount of things. Is that shade of green more beautiful than this shade of green? You know, I mean, I'm just pointing at some pot plants and, you know, some trees outside the window. Yeah, we can disagree on stuff like that. But generally, I mean, agreeing to disagree seems to me much more intelligent than killing people because they don't agree with you. I mean, isn't that what's happening in the world right now? We're giving idiots, you know, weapons to go out. We're giving them weapons, and we're giving them people that are stupidly doing as they're told. That's the other part of it. It's like, who tells you what to do? Who's telling you what you should do? And if it's hurting you, or it's hurting your friends, or it's hurting your family, wow. Conrad is a friend of mine, and he's in the chat room. Yeah. Which came first? I don't know. I mean, really, honestly, I mean, it's like the history we're told is we were, and this got explained to me very clearly by a very close friend the other day. The history told is a lie. I mean, we know that. I mean, most of it's a lie. There's some parts that you remember and you think, oh yeah, that's not a lie. I remember that. I remember it clearly, but I remember it in my lifetime. And if I remember it through somebody else's life and their reminiscences, they've coated those reminiscences in all sorts of romantic nonsense, or just stuff to keep us where we are. And I don't want to be where we are as humanity. We have to be more kind, caring, and compassionate towards each other. There has to be some form of empathy for those that are not doing too well, you know. Hi, Nigel. It was warm rock. I imagine, yeah, I imagine that like that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the egg, harder outer shell, inner softness. The human, harder outer shell, inner softness. I don't know. I mean, it all points to me like we're some sort of ever evolving fluidity. Anyway, what my friend explained to me was, you know, because we've got this silly timeline. I've been into I've been into several, but one of the biggest natural sorry, I'm breaking these teeth in for our dog. Okay. One of the most, I've been into many natural history museums, and they explain natural history through bones and fossils, and I'm not sure they're made. I think most of it's made up. But you know, through natural history and anthologies and various people that have done various studies on certain types of humanoids, you know, we were led to believe that there were Neanderthal and Cro-Magnon and Magnon, you know, all these, you know, and one was here and one was there, so they were geographically, but then there was like this evolution, and then there was this kind of weird reset, and some Cro-Magnon, some Neanderthal, and you know, the reset was good for one and not for the other. And I mean, I don't know. I don't know where this idea of, I don't know if it's you humans or me human, I don't know where this came from, but it just strikes me that we've never really truly evolved beyond anything that we came up from. Even those that believe that we came from like amoeba that crawled out of the swamp, I don't think that's true. The fact that we were created from, you know, like man was created by God in his image, then that makes me God because I'm in his image. No, I mean, you know, there's lots of weird sort of, you know, the rib of man to make women. It's like, what? The Mac rib is back? Is that what you said? I don't know. But it's rubbish, really. I mean, we've also got to the stage now where I'm, you know, I started watching a little bit of television. Why am I watching television? Well, for the commercials, really. I mean, I love the commercials. I think they're the funniest thing. So people are selling you things that help you deal with, you know, I have this slight blemish on my face, so I'm going to take this drug. And then there's about a 20-minute follow-up with all the possible side effects that will kill you. And people still go out and buy it because they don't want to see this blemish on their face, or it's just rubbish. It's all, and somebody's trying to sell you something, including your lifestyle. Now, if they're trying to sell you your lifestyle, and your lifestyle actually puts you in conflict with other people, and you go out there and you fight them, and I mean, sure, we have to disagree and we have to debate and we have to sit and think about what we're doing, but we have to agree to disagree, because we otherwise turn to violent means, and violent means is never going to be the answer to our problems, ever, as far as I'm concerned. My dad's bigger than your dad, and you know, it's just fucking rubbish. How you doing, comrade? I'm kind of struggling, as you can tell. God in each person might be misleading. Yeah, I mean, looking for God in each person might be misleading many times. Oh yeah, I mean, you can get. I mean, I personally, I don't know if anybody else feels this way. I can get it when I talk to somebody if they're either A, naive, B, willfully ignorant, or C, uh, an outright atheist who believes that you come from dirt, you go to dirt, and that's all there is. So, I mean, it's any of those are like, what? I just think that we're in a position right now where it doesn't matter very much which God you follow as long as you're peaceful. You know, you live and let live. And that's kind of like a bit wet for most people. It's like, whoa, that means you're going to let evil live. Well, evil will die out if you don't feed it. And you can't feed it because it's violence. So just commit no violence. Done. Peace at heart. Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's ups and downs. There's always ups and downs, but that's the beauty of this duality is you get to choose. And sometimes you interact with people and you think, oh, they're in such a bad way. I'm going to help them. I'm going to give them my strength to help them along their way. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing. But it's not sacrifice. You do it willingly. So I've been helping some people and, you know, especially one person, by giving away most of my power. So my sense of doubt rises because I have less of me dealing with my strength. You know, my strength has always been to be thick-skinned and a bit silly. I like being silly. I like joking, but I'm also preparing to do a night of entertainment, which will be spoken word, comedy, sketches, dancing, art, ambient music. I'm just getting people to come and do 10 or 15 minutes just to get up on stage and do something creative. Just, it doesn't matter what it is, and there's been no judgment on it, but I want, you know, puppeteers and dancers and comedians and actors. I mean, it'll just be a fun night where they can showcase their own personal take on what's going on in their life, or doesn't even have to be that, but just like having fun with it, presenting it to other people without looking for aggrandizement in any way, but just doing it for the sake of it, you know, for love, really doing it for love, for the love of doing it, you know. Very few people choose love. It's kind of weird. It's almost like oh, no, I cannot, no. And it's like, whoa, you're shutting out. What are you shutting out? And why? Are you frightened you're going to get hurt? Because you will get hurt. I mean, that's part of the duality. You're going to get hurt anyway if you love or you don't love. So you might as well love because it's fun. That's a pretty good way to end this. I got to go, though. I'm doing my laundry, running around doing chores, and I'm kind of getting hungry again. Must be time for lunch. Thank you for joining me, Conrad. You're a wonderful human being. Conrad helps me a great deal. And he has, according to this wonderful website called YouTube, he has a crown and number 1 next to his name. I don't know when they started doing that and why. Why? I have no idea. Anyway, so live, love, life. I'm going to try and get on here a little more often. I've been a bit lax in the last few days, but I did write a new song, which I love, and put that out, and did a video for it. And I also went to the club a few times, and I helped somebody celebrate their 75th birthday party last night. And I'm taking care of somebody who's sadly going to have to go into hospital and have an operation and is dreading it like crazy. So, you know, all of those things are taking up a fair amount of my time. I also fix my car. Yeah, whatever. Live, love, life. Help each other. That's all that matters. Come on. Live, love, life. Let's help each other. Love you. Cheers. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, Conrad. Happy days. Peace at heart. Yes, that's important. Love ya.